What's up? Welcome to the Caffeinated Weebs Podcast. This is Ep.4, and we're going to be discussing Kabaneri of, what is it? Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress. Even though it's a fucking train. That's the whole thing.
I mean, a train is a fortress, yes. This is also applicable.
Basically, we're going to be talking about the entire season, so get ready for spoilers. And also, we are going to basically be giving our takes on it, basically. That's it. We're going to give our takes on the season. I'm your host, Shawnee095, and we have Dan.
Hello, I'm Dan BTV.
Sasha.
Hello, I am Sasha from Sasha's Streams.
And Josh.
You can find me at Twitch and Twitter at zombie_ja.
Thank you. We're not so scuffed this time. All right.
Pretty scuffed.
Time for Scuffcast. What?
So let's go ahead and get into it. So
Before we start covering the episodes,
yes,
I want to say I watched the dub.
Okay.
And there was a lot of noticeable voice actors that I was impressed to see. We got Ikoma, which was Robbie Damon, who did the voice of Tuxedo Mask in the Sailor Moon series.
Oh.
So I was like, no shit,
fuck?
dude. Seriously? Yeah, dude. But he was also Smokey Brown on the JoJo Bizarre Adventure.
Oh yeah, where's Smokey?
Biba was Roger Craig Smith, who did Chris Redfield in a lot of the Resident Evil games. He was also Batman in Arkham Origins, and he actually voiced Sonic the Hedgehog in a lot of the games. Mume was Janice Kawaii. I think I said that right. She did Ayane in Dead or Alive 6, Ninja Gaiden 3, and she did Giovanna in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
What?
Yeah. We've got, for Sukari, it was Tom Gibbs.
Voice, or?
No.
This
was supposedly the English, yeah.
I thought that was a man.
Sukari was Tom Gibbs, who did Shikamaru Nara in Naruto.
Ooh.
Naruto. Did I say that right?
Naruto.
Fucking ninja anime that I can't pronounce.
I think you're pronouncing trash wrong.
You see, goes back to what I said earlier. Told you.
Different discussion. Another time.
Kibito was Kyle Herbert, who did Gohan and Ox King in a lot of the Dragon Ball games. He was also the voice of Gohan and Ox King in Dragon Ball Z.
Now, is it
Rig
adult
in
Gohan,
Dead or Alive
or
6.
is it kid
Adult
teen
Gohan, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because regular Gohan was the same voice actor as Goku.
Not in the dub.
From Dragon Ball, yes.
Yeah, but in the Japanese, yes.
Well, no, Dragon Ball too. Dragon Ball, the original voice for Goku was the same as who they used for Gohan in the dub. I'm fairly sure, at least.
This dude was listed for Adult Gohan. For, like I said,
different
games, anime.
Yeah, different discussion.
But and the last one that I got is Kurusu, right? Jameson Price was the Colonel in Akira.
Yeah.
That goes way back. I was very impressed to see that. Barry Burton for a lot of the Resident Evil games, and Gordon in Cowboy Bebop. That was Gateway Shuffle and Honky Tonk Women.
Okay.
Those were the episodes that he was in. So that one was the one that caught me because I was I recognized the voice, and then hearing, when I saw that he was in Akira, I was like, I recognize his voice now. So it was pretty impressive.
Star power, honestly.
Yeah, there were more, but I didn't want to go too deep into all the voice acting.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
So definitely some heavy hitters for an English dub, which is sad.
That's pretty sick, though.
which is
Yeah,
for
sure.
this anime. Yeah.
Yes.
Why?
We'll get into that. Don't worry. So
Let's get
first
straight
off,
right into it.
fuck off. First off,
I was waiting for that.
the
Go
intro
ahead, I'm sorry.
for every single episode, and I'm not talking about the actual music intro. No, this anime has the same intro every single episode, where it's like, oh, it's a what is it? Kabane?
Kabaneri.
I am not Kabane. I am not human. I am Kanabari. And I'm just like,
Kabaneri.
oh my god, shut the hell up. Can we just
Well,
get
it's
to
No,
the
I agree, dude.
fucking
It's
intro and get
ridiculous.
past it?
It wasn't just that. I wasn't big on the music either. I really wasn't.
It wasn't bad though. Like the music wasn't bad,
It's just
but it's
standard
definitely
Japanese butt rock.
Horrible.
yeah. It's,
But I wanted, like, with what this all entails, I wanted something more hype. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but it
I'm
was
kind
like
of tired of all the hype power metal Japanese fucking bullshit for every anime.
I don't know,
intro.
but if I can get like, if it's a good intro, I will watch it every single time, every time. It
I
was
skipped the
not
intro every time. This
a
this
good
one.
intro. I skipped it every time.
Fuck. I didn't mind it. Shit.
After the fucking like third or fourth episode.
Maybe it just
Hmm.
wears on you. I don't know.
But other than that, yeah, the little intro part, shit. The song, not bad.
Shit.
Some may say shit. Bratline, that's a lot of tits. Josh, please go ahead and start with the episode 1 notes you have.
Episode 1 really did not beat around the bush. I thought there was going to be one of those animes where they took their time easing you into everything, kind of explaining things. They, from the get-go, threw you right in the shit. You got a little introduction with some of the characters. Ikoma being the lead male character. You got to meet Mume. I don't remember if they actually mentioned who she was in the first episode.
They
No.
mainly just allude to her being important and like her talking to her brother and shit. So she's
Yeah.
not completely revealed of what she is, which I still don't actually know.
Kabaneri, that's what she is.
Well, spoiler.
Uh, that's fucking.
I mean, we're going over the whole series.
I know.
It's named after her, and you see it in the freaking
fucking
intro.
Stupid. What?
Well, she's not Kabani, and she's not human.
So she is
She's
Kanabari.
there.
Okay, so it would have been cool if it was just one character, but the more you use it, the
Well,
less
But
payoff
the
it
thing,
gets.
No,
you
supposedly
learn
it's a
more.
rare thing.
Yeah, no, it's a rare thing for males to be Kanabari. For females, I don't know. Apparently, it's like, oh, it's super common. No, just tie a little string around her neck. She'll be fine.
Yeah, apparently, just you fucking put a vice around the neck for like 10 seconds and then you're fine.
No, like, to
You
be
know, the
fair,
entire
his
infection
was,
just
like,
burns out of your fucking
intense.
body.
His was intense. Like that thing with like the big old metal clasp and stuff. I was like, damn,
Okay.
okay. Then you see
Fair
little
enough, but-
Nume over here with a little, oh, let me just tie my tie.
Okay, but to be fair, that's stupid. If it's an infection in the body, fucking
Yeah.
jerking your neck is
It-
not.
Well, it's keeping it from going to his head. That's the whole thing.
Okay, if it was keeping it from his head, his blood
That
supply
means his
would be
blood is
gone.
not
He'd
going to
be
the head
going
either.
That's what they're
to-
saying.
going
He's
to
basically
break.
choking. They're choking themselves out to keep it from happening, dude.
Retarded.
What do you think he's sitting there trying to get off, like before he goes?
Hell yeah. Okay,
it's fucking
so
spastic.
each station, and this is one of the stations that they're in, they have little people that go around maintaining the trains because the trains are going out to every single station and like taking people places, kind of killing
Taking
Kaban,
some lives and shit.
Kabani.
Kabani.
Well, they
whatever
actually
the-
aren't killing any because they
Well-
don't have apparently the fucking weaponry to do so.
Well, yeah, you're not, yeah. Well,
Until
but-
apparently this one comes along and is apparently able to fucking like 3-shot one of them in the chest. Apparently that fucking a musket can't do.
the iron cage around their
I
heart.
will say, I did get like an Attack on Titan style vibe from this.
Oh, for sure.
I
For
got
sure.
Everybody
Completely different
is
vibe.
living in these huge
'Cause
walled
I
places.
hated that show.
It was definitely
actually
like
like this.
Attack on Titan vibes, especially the way that they had episode 1 laid out, where it's so
Yes.
safe inside the walls, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden,
To be fair, you
fucking
could see that coming.
Kabane. Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we're gonna get into that more because we'll just get into that more later, but everything was fine, and then all of a sudden, there's one person who was infected, right? Or just they blew through the they blew through the wall.
entire
That's
train
right.
was
Yeah.
infected.
An infected train blew through the wall. Which honestly that was kind of cool. And then just all
it
hell
just
broke
kind of
loose.
invalidated it
Mm-hmm.
by one little girl just fucking going around murking every single one of them, and I'm just like,
Didn't happen yet.
what?
No, but
Are we going?
what was really
Okay.
cool though with the train thing is that the Kabani were on there and they're like tied to the train, like they were part of the train, like that was like a setup almost. That was really cool. I don't know if like y'all caught onto that.
What do you mean?
The ones that there was one of the Kabani whose arm was literally tied to the compressor of the horn, so each time he would pull, he would be yanking the horn of the train.
Oh, I thought he was just slumped over and like
No,
fucking pulling.
he
the
was
chain.
tied to it.
Well, was it that, or I mean, could he tangled his arm in it in the struggle to get out?
No, he was.
I don't think it was like a self-conscious like ploy to actually
these
we're gonna
they weren't
fuck
like
him up.
conscious Kabani going, oh yeah, no, we can run this train, we can do this. No, I feel like it was like a complete setup. I don't know, that was my
I
take
didn't
on
think
it, at
about
least.
that. I mean,
It did look.
given
similar.
what you learn later, that does make sense if you think
Yeah.
about it.
True,
I would
true.
Say something, but we haven't really gotten to that.
And I mean, they're smart enough to hold swords and shit. So I mean,
No, not
Right.
necessarily.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
some of them were.
We're on episode 1. What are you talking about?
That happens in episode 1.
Oh, never mind. Oh wait, no, you didn't get that far. I don't think. Never mind.
Did it happen in
The
episode 1?
fucking yes, the one that goes after the main fucking character and goes to murk him in his cabin.
I think it was
That
more
one had a
so
sword.
not
Oh,
like
no,
a
this
self-conscious
is-
attack, but
yeah,
more of
yeah, it just happened to have
this
a
trying
weapon.
to bash with what was in their hand.
I mean, it's still mild.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're
Yeah,
saying. I'm
yeah.
not disproving it.
Because there's definitely a Kabani later that we'll talk about that is much more samurai. But yeah.
But like, going back to what Sasha was saying, their guns were shit, dude. They
Oh,
would look
for
like
sure.
glorified rivet guns.
Mm-hmm. It's like a BB gun, basically, like a shit pellet gun.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
not at that point, really. I mean, it still knocks them back, and it still jolts them really heavily. Like it's like a cannon shot to the chest. They still get fucking knocked back, but it's definitely not something that's gonna kill anything, unless
Yeah.
apparently you have two small. I'll save it.
Come on, go ahead.
Two teeny fucking pistols. All of these men have giant fucking packs on their back with pneumatic fucking presses with muskets, and this small fucking child with two pistols is able to punch through their chest like nothing.
But again, that's something they explain later.
Okay, fair
Well,
enough. I
do they
suppose.
explain her weapons?
They don't.
They don't explain her weapons.
No, they don't. But if you saw Biba was set up. Biba set her up. Sent her out.
Right, but
Oh yeah.
the main character insinuates that nobody else has decent weapons that can actually do anything.
To be fair, they didn't even know who Biba was.
Still, it's
So
fucking
they hadn't caught
silly.
wind of who he was. They didn't find out until they first met him.
Right, but still, you would think that the word of somebody has a weapon that can actually fucking do something would have gotten out and been at least more produced
You would think.
than these shitty fucking muskets.
Unless you had an ulterior motive.
The suicide packs are a cool thing now.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool idea.
Oh,
So
Yeah, fuck
it was
you, you're
interesting
Kabani.
to see that. Yeah,
Now die. Kill yourself.
touching on that. What's that?
no. I said, oh, hey fucker, you're a Kabani. Go and kill yourself.
Do it.
Yeah, dude, that was fucking. But at the same time, why wouldn't you just help your friend out? Like, dude, he doesn't got the strength to do it. Just shoot him in the heart.
Well, it's because it's still
Because they
very
don't wanna do it.
Japanese, and it's like
Yeah.
the most honorable thing you could do would be to take
Okay,
your own
yeah.
life in that situation.
True. I mean, everything
Just
is run by Shogun.
Bag.
They are a
Mhm.
highly traditional seeming, peoples, which is interesting. I like it. It's a really cool blending of styles, and
Mm-hmm.
at least for style purposes and art wise, this show gets top marks. It looks wonderful.
No, the art and
Every-
everything was great on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every fucking scene that I've seen so far just looks beautifully and carefully animated.
Mm-hmm.
Care was shown to the show, and that's wonderful.
Okay. Next,
So-
Josh.
In episode 1, this is one thing that bothers me. How come nobody wears helmets? Why is that not a piece of the uniform? Why don't they have some form of body
Because
armor?
what's a helmet gonna do?
Well, I mean, some of them have metal, like, or
So-
whatever it is on their chest, and then they have their big walls that they place.
So, in this one, I think the reason being is because the advent of helmets. I mean, to be fair, we didn't even have helmets until World War One, and British officers were like, "Well, hang on, everyone's getting fucking head trauma. Let's put a fucking dish on our heads."
Yeah.
But when there's not like bullets flying and things like that and debris falling on your head, not really all that much use for a helmet.
I mean, in the 1800s, up through the 1800s, Japan did have headgear for their soldiers, though.
Right, but it was more of like
I've actually been watching a lot on that recently.
Like, the main
They're mostly
soldiers
like Ashigaru
were
hats.
basically samurais, so yeah, I don't understand why they didn't have some type of headwear. Yeah, you're
I
right.
mean, to be fair, it's only restrictive. It's not going to do anything because that bite pressure. I mean, you see that they tear
Yeah.
chunks out of fucking armor like nothing.
True.
Like, what's a helmet going to do?
True.
Yeah, that armor just wouldn't do anything. If you get grabbed by one, you're most likely dead.
At that point, it's just more useful, honestly, to be more mobile.
I can tell we're getting way off story here.
Next
Let me
note.
go over some of the story with the first episode. All right, so you find out that they clean the trains, they repair them, they get them going at each station.
Mm-hmm.
You get introduced to Ikoma and what was it? What was this one's name?
I can't remember his name for the fucking life of
The
me.
chubby one? My
Was it
mic.
Kibido
I don't remember his name.
or Sukari?
I don't remember
That
his name.
sounds similar. Like,
Sure.
familiar.
But you get introduced to them. They're pretty much low level. They're the ones that work on the trains. They clean them up, and then you find out that Ikoma has been doing research on trying to kill the Kabani.
Mm-hmm.
So he keeps parts. He sees that somebody has a cut on their arm. They're freaking out. They're trying to get away, complaining, yelling that they're not infected. They corner the guy with a gun. He keeps swearing up and down. They're getting ready to shoot him. Ikuma steps in the way, gets knocked over. The parts that he has from the Kabani flies out of his bag. I think that's the stupidest thing that he could have done. Let me just say that. Because you are already doing something that's breaking the rules or the laws that can get yourself in a lot of trouble.
Yep.
And you're going to run out there and try to cover somebody and get busted.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they throw him into, I guess they lock him up. And then...
I don't know. Maybe to us that doesn't really make sense, but in his,
I get it.
He values human life. He
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
see that person, die. They didn't they were just saying to execute him right away. They didn't hold him for 3 days like how they normally do.
Yeah.
They were being
And in that instance, you're not thinking, "Oh, I have a bunch of body parts in my bag." It's, "Oh, hey, that dude's about to die."
and he was trying to
I mean,
save a human.
But you're absolutely right. It was stupid.
Because, the guy still died, and he got caught. And I get what you guys are saying. He's not thinking he's thinking about saving the human life, and I get that. I don't know. I would have been a little more self-conscious about that. I want to help him. Maybe I should at least put my bag down. Or throw it aside. or something while running.
Fucking Takumi or some shit.
Exactly. So
That'd be too like reasonable. Why would you do that?
Yeah, it makes too much sense for anime.
honestly, so they're working on the train. Ikuma's locked up. They see that another train is arriving ahead of schedule, and they see that it's covered in Kabani. They start firing. It crashes its way through Kabani all over the city, and just havoc is raised. People are
Hell
dying,
yeah.
and they're trying to load up I forgot.
The colossal
The name
titan
of
just
the train.
kicked the wall.
Yeah,
Fuck off! Stop.
yeah, that happened, and then like they started eating people. They
Stop! I actually like this show somewhat.
And
but
then
no, like
the titan ate Aaron's mom, and then the blood was just flying everywhere.
Get out of here, you gremlin.
I'm sorry.
So-
Continue.
in the middle of the scuffle, you realize they literally left Ikuma to die in that cage.
Yep.
And then, luckily, he did have a way out. And the first thing he does is, I get to test my technology now. Which, he's going to do it anyway. I mean, it needs to get tested. What better time than now? But in the middle of it, he finds out it works, but then gets bit.
Yeah,
And then
it's like,
decides to go full bondage on himself.
like, what do you expect? It's anime protagonist
Exactly, that's what I
like,
was going to say.
mindset.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Wait,
Show
what?
about autoerotic asphyxiation.
Oh. Well, I mean, it's just straight up like the anime protagonist like mindset, like, oh, I need to go do this instead of try to live. Let me check out my tech, make sure it works. No, I'm gonna
To
live.
be fair, that is a pretty important. Like that, you're not gonna get a second chance. If you don't get it now, you're never getting it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
but then like, oh fuck, now I'm bit. Now there goes the whole thing. There goes all that work.
Well, no, because apparently now he just somehow fucking magically knew that if you put a fucking collar on yourself.
Not
Well,
just
they
the
don't
collar,
really, they don't
but also
cover it too much.
burn
But
the
he's been doing
wound.
research on everything.
You burn
He
the
didn't
shit
even
out of
cauterize it.
yourself.
That
Didn't he?
cauterizes it.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, he
I
did.
don't think he did. I don't remember him doing that.
Yeah, no, he put a hot iron against the wound, and then put that whole like
All I
bolt
remember is him
arm
putting
thing
the
over,
wraps over and then fucking like.
and then the bolts
No.
into his shoulder.
No, he didn't heat the wound up. He heated the metal up so he could bind it on his arm. I think is what happened.
Yeah, and that would cauterize it.
I mean, that would cauterize, yeah.
Possibly. Not very effective, but
I am
I
putting
guess
some
style
hot
points.
ass iron onto your arm.
It stops the bleeding.
Yeah, it would just give you third degree burns. But yeah,
See, one thing that I
person's
think
third
they
degree
failed
burns is another cauterize. Go ahead, sorry.
I was just saying, one thing I think they kind of failed to really cover enough was how much research he did on the Kabani.
True. Mm-hmm.
Because like
That's-
he knows more than a lot of people, but they don't cover how much he's learned really, which I guess comes into play because later, as the story goes on, you obviously he can. Well, I know this, type thing.
right. But he as far as I've seen at least, he never explains any of it. And like, it would be kind of nice to how did he get access to all this? Where did he fucking learn all
And
this?
well, with that, I think they kind of led to with, oh, he works on the train, so he sneaks parts out and studies it all the time. Because he learns a lot of shit that he could have like used a long time ago, and they could have been like major badasses. Like that town, and they would have been able to take everything on.
Yep.
But then we wouldn't have an anime.
To be fair, the Bushi are kind of retardo.
Mm-hmm. No, for real. And I don't know. I guess there's the whole royal
Bushi are very
family
poorly
bloodline bullshit. I guess, and then there's just the common folk. So yeah, rip the poor.
And another thing is, okay, so he goes to test this equipment, and how does he lure in the Kabani? he severs a fucking artery and bleeds all over the goddamn place. Like he just you just blood everywhere.
Absolute spastic. He's just like, yeah, no, but I'm just gonna cut and open though.
It kind of reminded me, in a sense, kind of in that ninja anime that I can't pronounce properly, when he was told by Kakashi that he could have poison in his hand.
Yeah.
He stabs his hand with a kunai, and he starts bleeding and freaking out. I'm sorry, that was side. I apologize.
No, you're
So
good.
shit.
You're good. Yeah, he just stabs the fucking top of his hand like, oh, I'll just get this poison out. Yeah. Nope, there goes
Because that's how
all
that
your blood.
works.
I mean, that's one way to get it out.
Congratulations, destroying your fucking tendons.
Yep. Okay, continue. We need to get through episode 1. We're already like 25 minutes
we're like,
in.
Booty.
so I don't remember if they showed his. I mean, obviously you see him get bit, and you see him like going through everything. Did they actually show that he fought off the infection in the first episode?
Yes.
Or did they do that?
Yes.
Okay, so they did show that he didn't become infected.
Got him too.
And then
then you
they
start-
see that he's left behind, and that's when I think episode 1 ends, I think.
No,
Yeah.
So
The
No,
train
he wasn't
starts
left
without
behind.
him. No, but the
No,
train
No.
starts...
That's
Yeah.
past episode. Like that's like episode 2, dude.
yeah,
Okay.
no. The episode ends off with Mume getting into the train and fucking everybody getting on, him shooting somebody out, and everyone being like, "Oh, he got a fucking thing on his chest." Whoa.
Again, I think that's episode 2.
Is that episode 2? I'm sorry, maybe not.
Yeah,
But-
because the start of episode 2 was when you see Mume go like absolute ape shit with her dual rivet guns.
was that episode 2?
Mm-hmm. I have everything like
He's got
jotted
his
down
notes.
as I was watching through episodes.
Maybe the episodes are blending
So
together
where
a little bit.
Where the fuck does
Which
episode
is
1 end
actually
at?
a
I don't remember.
That's a really
It pretty
good-
much ended with him hanging there.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
no shit.
I think it did.
And then
That's
his
a
friend
really
finds him and was like, "Oh, you're safe." He's like, "Yeah, I got bit." And his friend
that's
starts freaking out.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
That is something good to say about this show, though. The episodes flow together very well and very
Yeah,
natural.
I will say, yeah, they do continue off like you don't have like 10 minutes of them covering what happened in the previous episodes.
Previously,
God.
Dragon Ball Z.
But then at the same time, then you see when Mume is going badass, like fucking chopping heads off, like
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
shooting the Kabani. Then they go over to the people that are by the train, and you got people with so much damn luggage, and you're like,
One
dude,
second.
you're about to die, and you're seriously loading yourself up with as much as you can carry. Like that's
Mhm.
the least of your worries right now.
No,
The trains
for
do
sure.
not seem very. They seem like they may be a more long-term living position, though. To be fair,
Yeah, but at the same time, it's not for storage.
I
It's
know,
literally
it was
for
something
getting
for people
people from
who want-
point A to B to get them
I mean, I understand.
out.
I understand the urgency of shit, the city's gone. I'm gonna have to go somewhere and start new. But at the same time, how much are you gonna put yourself at risk to
Yep.
make sure that you can live comfortably somewhere else? It's like my concern would be getting my family out of there. I mean,
Yep.
shit, you saw like there was the little girl that was trying to save her dolls, and her mom gets killed. It's like, was your doll worth it, kid?
to be fair, that's kind of
Sorry.
the mom's
Yeah, mom should have said no. Fuck the dolls, we're leaving.
Well,
go.
it seems like she was like in a hurry to get her daughter, and then found her daughter doing that, like opposed to it being she's standing
Right.
there watching her. She's like, "What are you doing? I got to get my dolls." And before she had a chance to get her daughter, she's bit.
time. She should it shouldn't have been, "Hey, what are you doing? We have to go. We don't have time." It should have been, "Where the fuck are you? Oh, there you are, you little shit. Let's fucking go."
Oh, dude, you can tell
We are
that the mom
leaving.
wasn't Hispanic. Should have taken her belt off, or should have taken off her chancla and chased her down like, "Mira!"
Bitch across the fucking house and nailed her with fucking boomeranged back.
Just throwing like a
So-
sandal at her, say, let's go.
They get everybody on the Iron Fortress. You see all the soldiers outside, and all you can think is everybody there is basically sentenced to death.
Oh yeah.
Like, okay, you got. I kind of jumped ahead. Ikoma and his friend get to the Iron Fortress. Everybody gets there. Like fucking Mume whoops ass, and everybody followed her there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot her
And
name.
then everyone's
the
doing
chick
the
in charge.
check, like are they bit
Are
check?
you talking about the the main
The main, like the chick that's in charge of the Iron Fortress.
right, the noble.
Mhm.
Fucking.
I'm forgetting her name. I know she was freaking out, waiting for her father. Decides that she needs to move ahead. You can tell from the get-go she has no fucking experience.
It wasn't
leading
her
anybody.
who had the idea. Mume was like, "No, we gotta go. Fuck you. Come
Yeah.
on."
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, how long were they going to stand there and wait? I mean, it was only going to be a matter of time before even the Iron Fortress either took off or everything was overcome and nobody was getting out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
either you leave or you're gonna be fucked.
Ayame, I think. Yeah, Ayame.
Okay, you just googled it.
Yeah.
Perfect. I was about to do the same.
Yeah, I've got
So-
all the characters now, so there we go.
So they get everybody to the train, despite all the things that are happening. Ikoma's friend gives him a cloak to cover up because obviously he can't walk in looking like he just riveted some shit on.
Mm-hmm.
So they get on. There was the Kabani start attacking the train. One of the doors gets kind of broken open, and Ikoma's like, "I'll handle this," and he takes his giant ass fucking, for sure, that thing's like what, a rivet gun? No, not a rivet gun. That wouldn't be a rivet.
Might as well be.
It's like a
Pretty much. It's a
Piston,
pneumatic gun,
basically.
pretty much.
Yeah, pneumatic piston.
yeah.
Well, no, it's not. I don't even think it's a straight up gun, isn't it? No, it is a
no,
gun.
it's a piston.
No, it doesn't fire anything. It's just
Yes,
it
does.
launches out
Remember.
and pulls back in.
Mm-hmm.
No,
No,
'cause remember
it's
what-
not a gun.
He has
Well,
to
no, 'cause-
basically recock it.
No,
Okay, so
remember.
it's like a pneumatic hammer,
Yeah. There we
Listen,
go.
No, listen. Hold
steam
on.
hammer.
It doesn't
Motherf-
fire anything.
Did you guys watch the first episode where he shoots through the chest and the fucking flag behind it like
Yes, but
fires?
there's
Yes,
nothing-
that's from all the pressure from it.
That's
That
from
doesn't
like
happen
it's
from
shooting the
fucking
cage.
away.
It shot the cage, and the cage
Dude, it
goes
doesn't shoot-
because it's iron. It's firing the iron cage.
I don't know. About
You
that
you
one.
also got to keep in mind, like, dude, whatever is in that heart has to be explosive.
Maybe.
I mean, the way it glows, come on now. Not to mention,
Glow is
obviously
not-
the material is very strong if
You're
it can
making
take a
video
bullet.
games.
Yeah, it's a
You think it's
like it
video
just has a
game.
fucking iron cage.
So, but Ikuma's like, I got this, I got the weapon that'll handle this, and he opens the door, which I think was taking a massive risk. He's lucky it was only the one because he
For sure.
he could have had the entire train taken over
Because
because
let me
he
just
was
show.
so
prove-
inexperienced.
Let me just whip my dick out real quick and just be like, "Hey, I got this."
I gotta
That
say,
don't coming off anyways. Either way.
oh yeah, the door was fucked. Everything was like peeling it open like it was a freaking banana.
Yeah.
But like, I have to say, I freaking am not a fan of Ikuma's weapon. I think it is so impractical with how much it takes for him to lug around and press it to the chest and fire it off. Hold on, stand still,
How
there,
risky it
Kabani.
is, yeah.
Let me get over there.
He's
like-
already a. What is he gonna do? Double fucking Kabane?
No, it's not that, but I mean, like, okay, you got 100 of them. You're gonna go one by one to take each one out. Like,
Well, that's why he's not gonna. That's why he's not taking on hundreds.
I
Yeah.
mean, buddy do know.
yeah, he does.
Gods.
Buddy do
Dude, that's
know.
what we're saying. Like, there's a lot of shit that happens, dude. So, but that's how that one ends. Is like him fighting and them freaking out because they keep calling him a Kabani and he keeps stating he's not. I did make a note. Kurusu is a piece of shit,
Oh,
okay.
for sure.
and
Like-
I will be saying that a lot through every episode.
He does not
I have,
redeem himself literally until like basically the end for me.
Kurusu shit meter for every episode.
Like
Was he like the
He was the samurai dude with the katana.
the
Yeah.
guards for the?
with the not even gonna lie, the badass katana. Yeah.
Well, he wasn't the only one that had one of those.
No, but he was the one you can tell definitely.
He was
knew how
the
to
one
use
that
it.
used it. Basically.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's like, I got this, but it's for decoration. I'm gonna fire these bullets that don't do jack shit.
Well, no. Later on, they make bullets. Also, they make the iron
Wait,
cage
we're
bullets.
not there yet. We're not there yet.
Jet bullets.
Motherfucker, we're talking
You're
about
jumping ahead.
We're talking about the goddamn katana. That was at the same time.
Well, I mean, the katana didn't do shit, and we're about to. What is that? The next episode that we explain that?
Yeah,
Unclear.
his original katana. Yeah, it was whack. But continue.
So we're going into episode 3. Pretty much life on the train, practically. They were complaining about. At this point, I don't remember episode 3 because that one was just.
They were complaining about not having enough food.
Yeah, and that was
I'm
one
just
thing that I
saying we did
mentioned
miss-
is they
we
had
did
a
miss a
chance to
whole
load
part.
up on rations.
We missed a whole
What's
part where what's the main character's name?
Ikoma.
Whenever he's hitting the turnstile on the train rail with all the Kabani around him or all over him. We missed
You're
that
right.
whole
I think I missed that because I was hoping one of you guys had notes for that. Like I
Thank
didn't
you,
want to
Sam.
cover everything.
So, yeah, there was that whole thing that happened, and I'm sorry, but like at that point, you should already know, like, bro, this dude, no, he's not coming on the train.
Oh, with as many times he was getting bit. That's
Yeah.
right. I think that's why I jotted down about his weapon is not very practical because of him taking his. You know, like it took him forever to kill all those Kabani to get to that.
Yeah, so right there, that's my first sign. Yeah, he's not getting on the train. But sure enough, he still manages to get on the fucking train.
Well, yeah, because
Wasn't it
that's when you find out.
the girl though? She was like, yeah, he's getting on because he did this.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
she goes and she hooks him up to the winch and then like pulls him onto
That's
the train.
right. No,
Yeah.
she doesn't hook him onto the winch. His friend does.
No,
No,
his friend throws
Mume,
down.
that's right. She jumps off.
Mume ends up hooking him up to it. They threw it down, and he said, "No, I'm not going to do it. I don't."
Yep.
You know, something about not belonging on the train.
And wasn't
Mume
it by
hooks
the
him up,
neck,
pulls
too?
him on. No, I think it was by his like waist or something. I mean, it would have been funny if it was by his neck. I'd just keep further that like this shit's more bondage than it is anime.
Yeah.
But, yeah, all right. So I just want to make sure we got that part. 'Cause
So
that was kind of
that's right.
badass.
I think that's why episode 3 I have it's a little blank for me in the beginning because I was I left spaces for you guys to have notes. I didn't want to seem like I was taking up everything.
And meanwhile,
like-
we didn't make any fucking notes.
I know. I feel bad now. I was like, man, I'm going detailed for the next episode. Like, holy
Like,
shit!
I did
dude.
all those notes for Shield Hero, and now this time I'm like, yeah, nah.
I mean,
So,
honestly,
but yeah, they're freaking out about him. They're saying they don't want them on the train, either of them, because they're saying they're Kabani, and they haven't. This is before they've actually warmed up to them and everything. And
took a
and like
long
Dan was saying earlier, the whole dealing with the food situation, which I was mentioning in my notes that they had a chance to load up on rations and whatnot, whether the train was stopped. I'm surprised that they didn't load up on more of this stuff in the given time that they had.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I mean, it obviously they were there for several hours because when Ikoma was locked up, it was still daylight out, and when everything really started happening, it was nighttime
Mhm.
when the train finally left. So you figured load up on all the rations, get shit going, you know.
Yeah, and it's not like, but the thing is though, the Kabani, they don't like other animes where they don't come out during the day. No, they'll attack whenever. So I mean, it's not like
Do
you're
they
gonna have a safe.
attack
Yeah, no,
during
they
the
did.
day?
Yeah, there's
Oh,
no
yeah, they
save
don't
time.
care.
So they had plenty of time to load stuff onto the train.
No,
Oh,
they.
yeah.
They
I'm
could have
saying
had
they
people
do attack
loading
during
stuff
day.
onto the train while loading people in like somewhere else, you know.
Yeah, like someone could be on guard, I guess, and yeah.
And I did have a note, knowing that Ikoma is a Kabaneri. I was like, I'm wondering if he has to keep all that shit riveted on throughout the whole anime.
I was really curious about that
this
too.
was as I made these notes as I was watching through it, so I don't know what was happening in the future.
Mm-hmm.
I was honestly hoping he didn't have to, because that looks uncomfortable as hell. I don't care how well his mutant healing power is. Okay,
I don't feel any pain.
he still has to deal with it.
Meanwhile, gets
Like-
gets his ass beat.
Meanwhile, look at Space Marines. Wait, what?
I mean, that's one thing, but like this is like, I mean, it looks uncomfortable as hell, man.
Yeah. Next note.
With monsters plaguing the world that can tear through the Iron Fortress apart. Oh yeah, so the train stopped. I remember that, and they're talking. Oh, we need time to mourn our.
Mourn the dead.
I'm just like, I'm like, dude, you guys are stopped, because there was something with steam, if I'm not.
Yeah,
mistaken.
the train, the actual engine had a crack in it, and they'd have to repair it anyways.
Yeah,
It's a
and
steam
so
engine. They ran out of water.
Yeah,
so they were fixing it. They were,
yeah.
And the thing that got me was, so all this is going on, and you're going to go and have a funeral. I mean, I figured, stay on the train, stay safe, not everybody outside, and if we get attacked, oh well, fucking everybody grab your nuts and run.
Bro, I'm sorry. You can make prayers from the train.
Like, I mean, you don't have the safety of the walls here.
Mm-mm.
If something happens, you're
To be
screwed.
fair, who made that call?
The noble.
Inexperienced leader.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She almost paid for it too.
Yeah.
Oh, I will say, Kudusu is still a piece of shit.
I was muted.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know. I also saw that the funeral is basically a beacon to the Kabani.
We're here. Come get us.
Because it's like, dude, you don't know where they are. I mean, granted, you'll see their glowing chest, or will you? Which you'll learn later. But at the same time, we also learn that the Kabaneri need blood to stay alive, which made me realize that these are basically vampire zombies.
Yeah.
Vampire zombies.
I thought this whole time they were like eating people. They weren't. They were drinking their blood.
Well, for the Kabaneri, they need the blood for them to stay in that human-esque state.
Without fully turning.
Yeah.
But the Kabani, they eat blood, or they drink blood too.
Well,
they explain that later.
Did they?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they explained it later.
That's why they're attracted by the blood.
Oh, okay, fair. All right.
So I ask you.
Small hint, but
never mind. I won't go there.
No, do it, fucker. Bring it on.
I was gonna say, how have the women survived for so long?
Oh God.
How are they not a beacon? All right, maybe that's over everybody's head. I'm moving on.
God.
So,
the fuck out of here.
So this would end with Mume mentioning that she needed blood, but then you also find out that Ikuma was about to attack. What's her name? Ayame?
Now, was this at the end of the episode whenever she asked for the blood, or?
Yeah, it was around that. It was around this episode towards the end where she's saying she needed blood, and then.
Oh yes, because they're out.
Oh wait, no! I'm missing a part. Where they were going after the Kabaneri on the train, and she stepped in the way to defend them because Mume was about to go hand everybody their ass. Do you remember that? The Kabaneri stayed on the train.
Mm-hmm.
The people were like, "Oh, we got to do something. They're
going to attack.
We're gonna have to kill them."
Yep.
They were going to attack them. All the people from the train. We can't trust them on here. When are they going to turn on us and kill us? We can't trust them. They go, and I'm forgetting her name one more time.
Ayame.
Okay, so Ayame stands in the way, and then basically uses Ikoma to say, or I think she stabbed him with her knife or something,
yes.
or a blade, to prove that they weren't going to do anything, and so that's when they backed down. So, and then it was shortly after that we learned that they drank blood to survive, and that Ikoma almost turned on Ayame to
Mume Win asked the little girl, or the girl that was with the kids, "Hey, I need some blood. Give me your blood." And then Ikoma was alone with the noble, and and he was going, "Oh, I've lost so much blood. I need some more blood." So yeah,
and that's where the episode ended, and episode 4 picked up right off.
And now we're out of my territory.
So with episode 4, it opens up where you see Ikuma is about to attack Ayame, and then Kurusu actually attacks him.
he's on top of her.
Like, he hits him. Yeah, he's on top of her. I'm sorry. Yeah, the episode ended with him on top, with Ikuma on top of Ayame.
And
then
Kurusu comes
Kurusu-
in, and
Now, if I'm not mistaken, did he hit her off or hit him off?
yes,
Okay.
and what was it that happened?
Then they
after
see
that?
that after that, then they see that, or they
Oh, he
take care of the
kinda, like,
situation.
catches himself.
Yeah. I want to say, but Ayame did get blood. I don't think Ikuma did yet. No, she didn't get blood.
They both did.
They
not
were
get
freaked
blood.
out. They were freaked out. So
Yep.
she did not get blood. They were then then they saw that the Kabani were coming. Then everybody got onto the train, and they said that they were to stay locked in the car, and then anybody associated with them was locked in the car with them.
Yep.
And then that's when
the two the two cleaners. No, the three cleaners.
Yeah. And then Ikuma's best friend.
Yeah, the three cleaners.
Yeah. And then they gave them blood because they had no choice at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But Ayame, I remember this is also the episode where Ayame ends up turning over control to the train to the I don't know who they were. They were just like villagers.
It wasn't villagers, but they were kind of like the council of the village or of the
Were
town
they?
or
Okay,
whatever.
I never caught that. I didn't catch that.
It was like something of that
neither did
nature.
I
'Cause,
thought
like-
she literally just gave the key to random people.
No, they were.
Yeah, that's what
a
I
bit
thought. That's why I was
higher
like, what the
up,
fuck?
But they weren't the nobles of it, but
On
they
her
were like,
status.
yeah, they weren't like the peasants, or they weren't they weren't the poor, basically.
So she turns control over to them. They decide that they're going to disconnect the car that has the Kabaneri in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just funny because as soon as they take control, it seems like shit hits the fan almost immediately.
Yep.
Because they're outside, they're in the middle of doing it, they're yelling, "Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it!" And that's when the Kabani start falling on the train. If I'm not mistaken, they were going to an underpass.
Yep.
They started falling on it from there.
Went through a tunnel.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. So then they get killed. And I think that's when we were, and I did not jot down the name of the
samurai.
the
samurai
sword wielding Kabani.
Yeah.
I forgot the name they used for them.
Yeah, it was basically a trained warrior who turned into a Kabani, and the body maintained its sword wielding movements, basically. The trained body maintained.
What?
Yeah.
First of all, he was mutated as fuck. You saw his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like something out of X-Men or something. The way it was like sticking out and shit.
Bro, it was a prototype.
Hell yeah.
But
I
yeah,
wish I would have made it.
Ikuma basically gets on top of the train with Mume, and they're trying to run along.
Real quick. Let me just say, I'll help. I'm sorry. It bothered me that when he gets on the top of the train, they follow after him. First of all, they break the side of the side panel off.
Yep.
The train is covered in Kabani, and he's like, "Hey, you guys have no way of protecting yourself.
Yes.
You stay here and leave this wide open." I'm like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Yes, 100%. Like, and then Mume ends up passing out because she hasn't gotten her blood and she needs to rest. And they're like, "Oh, we'll protect her." With
and again,
what?
they're on
With
the top
what?
of the train with all the Kabani, and at this point, there is nothing to combat the Kabani.
Yeah.
Just the Kabaneri.
So it's just like, what the fuck are you gonna protect her with? You can't do shit. And then
My voice.
my voice, I will scream
it seems
at them.
So they basically end up getting to the point where the swordsman gets all the way. He killed a lot of villagers on the way.
Yes, yes, he did.
Like,
he killed
you were seeing as he was going through. He spared nobody.
He went through 2 train cars, at least 2.5 train cars.
Finally, they get to where and I will say, the barricades they were putting looked like they weren't shit. They were easily toppled over.
Like, and what's the point of that? Like, oh yeah, we'll just put these mild blocks in front to keep them away from us. Meanwhile, they're like, let me just push this out of the way, and there's my meal. Yeah, let's do that.
They honestly look like aluminum vents to me.
Yes.
Like they were putting aluminum vents, and they were climbing on top and knocking them over. You had people rushing shields to the front so they can keep armor up, and because they're taking on the Kabani, trying to take out what they can.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you've got the swordsman makes his way up, and Kurusu stepped forward and started killing Kabani with his katana. But then the swordsman comes up and starts owning his ass, and in the middle of it ends up breaking his katana.
And cuts him, but we are missing a big point in this whole fight. Where one of the soldiers is bitten, and he has this little suicide pouch.
Yep.
And he's against all the gunpowder kegs, and he blows up, and it sends a blast through his heart, and
was that his plan?
I don't know. I wonder that because, like,
I feel like it kind of was.
I think he said it was his plan. Like he said, like
he's gonna take a couple of them with him.
Yeah, he said he would.
Okay. That was a good plan, but it left a giant ass gap.
Let's just put this giant hole in the train. It'll be great. It'll be fine. This is the work. It's fine.
Well, they detach train cars too when they like.
But how the fuck do you get the middle train car? Like, how do you get the middle train car out?
You disconnect it, move forward. Oh no, you're right. Holy shit!
When they get to a new place.
Yeah, that would be the only place they could.
But they didn't get to a new place for a while. The next place is extremely overrun, but we'll get to that when we get there.
I'm still.
If they go to like one of those roundabout places, like where they were getting water, they can kind of use that to kind of go around and then reconnect. I mean, it would be a pain in the ass, and it might take some manpower to push some of the cars.
Huh. Is this going to be a two-parter?
We're going through it completely.
Dude, we're going on to episode 5, dude.
Fuck it, we'll do this as a part 1 and a part 2. Fuck it.
I mean, yeah.
You want to stop at episode like 6? That'll be half.
Sure.
Yeah, and then that gives me time to fucking watch further.
Yeah, well, please do, because, like, dude, I will say, despite some of the qualms we have with the anime, there's a lot of interesting stuff in it.
Yeah.
I was just thinking we were just gonna, like, go straight through and just, like, kind of, like, cut it and then just start it back up.
It's kind of a dense...
This kind of works out, because this also gives us time to do research for the next episode like we were talking about.
True. Okay, totally fair.
It's almost been an hour.
I know.
So we're going on to 5?
I believe so, yeah. We're going on to episode 5.
So, Kurusu is still a piece of shit.
Yes.
And with ending 4, I jotted down with seeing this Kabani, it had me interested to see if we're going to see more different enemy types. So I was really hoping for that.
I was really hoping to see some, like, different mutated Kabani, and we just don't. No. No. Another thing that bothers me,
that kind of makes sense.
Well, okay, there is one more, but, like, we'd never see this one ever again. This type, that it's gone.
I want to say we do, but I'm not going to spoil that.
So, but in practicality, it makes sense because, you know, in this world, it seems that, you know, there's trained fighters and just people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure if, like, one of, like, fucking Mume before she got Kabaneri, fucking, if one of those ones got turned, that'd be fucking nuts.
Well, you see their purpose later on, just saying.
Yeah, definitely. You're just going to want to finish it.
And then you can tell me what you think about it, because, we'll talk about that next week.
So, with the start of episode 5... Oh, no, we didn't even cover everything yet. Holy shit. The biggest part after that was, so Ayame basically makes a pact with Ikoma by giving him her blood to give him the strength to kill That was the biggest part of the fucking episode,
She
too. I
like,
know. I see
climbs
Shani.
up. She climbs up out of the train a little bit, opens the hatch like, here, I'm gonna cut my hand or my wrist, whatever the fuck she does, and just like
Suck her finger.
the blood's flying through the air, and he's like, I'm just like,
Like legit sucking on her finger just to get blood.
What made it scary is that one Kabani was like, "I'm gonna get me in on some of that." And he was getting ready to climb up there.
That's not the first one first time I've seen that. Helsing.
oh god, yeah.
Fucking love
So but it was ridiculous because he killed the Kabani without even trying, or the Kabani without even trying. Like, you're seeing how they're like, oh, we'll never take him on. This dude's going through wiping out train car after train car. And he walks up, one rivet gun to the cage. It's like, boom, you're dead.
We're
All right, let's move on.
talking about a trained samurai Kabani is defeated by a measly engineer Kabaneri, who is
Okay. Who has not mastered his strength yet.
But
No.
that gun.
No, it's
not a
sure,
gun.
but that piston hammer.
If it fucking puts a hole through something 6 feet behind it, it's a gun.
It never does that ever again. It never does that ever
I'm
again.
Googling it now.
That's stupid.
But
I'm Googling it now.
either way, so this dude who has swords can't like chop off an arm, can't like cut him up easily like he did with fighting the samurai.
But
Meanwhile, boy
that
with
gun-
piston hammer just
It is a
blows right
piercing
through.
gun.
it would gun. It's supposed to be like, specially designed. Just because they're specially trained, I don't think makes their
But he
cage
fights another.
stronger.
It's not that it makes his kid stronger. It just makes him like more. I guess I don't want to say agile necessarily, but just like more like battle sensitive.
trained. I theoretically, but we don't understand how much the
Anime
how
logic.
much effect it has on the body once you get infected. So
But he fights a trained samurai, and the samurai gets fucked.
Like, dude, as much as a piece of shit as Caduceus has been up to this point, he was still really fucking good with his sword. And he
Yeah.
got pushed the fuck over. Of course, granted, his sword broke in the middle of the fight.
Yeah, but like still though, like trained sword is a trained sword.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Like, I honestly thought he was going to whoop that dude's ass and then be like, haha, we don't need no Kabaneri.
Mm-hmm. And that didn't
So-
happen.
compelling.
So that ends up ending pretty much Caduceus has to swallow his pride because he just got saved by the Kabaneri.
Don't feel like the Kabaneri.
So at that point, people are realizing, all right, maybe they're not so bad. They just fucking saved all our fucking lives.
Yep.
And then you go into the next episode where there's two people that appear to be fighting over food. I think it was food, if I'm not mistaken.
Is this episode 5 or episode 6?
5.
Okay. So this is where...
And then Mume steps in and starts whooping their ass because they're in the middle of a fist fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she becomes, what do they call it? The
Guardian.
Yeah, the guardian of the train or whatever.
Yeah, but I thought it was funny because she goes up, she starts whooping these dudes' asses. The little kid's like, Mume, you're scaring me. And then you look over and she's like, you're scaring the kids. It's like, dude, you were the one scaring the kids when you were whooping these two dudes' asses.
Yep.
My food's about to be here.
In the beginning, didn't she tell them to fuck off? She didn't want anything to do with it. To do with being train guardian bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she said she wants nothing to do with anybody. She
Now,
just
this was
wanted, like, a
also-
ride.
This was
I'll be
also
right
a
back, guys.
vital
Okay.
episode because you get introduced to that guy that's limping. He sees Mume and he says he needs to use the bathroom, goes and passes Mume and says that he'd be like in the back or something like that and he's waiting to talk to her.
Yep.
Now, and then you come to find out that he did something against the young master, which we don't know who that is at this point,
And you also missed another
to be
kinda
considered
key
a traitor.
point where the girl gives the mama to be an extra helping of rations. And I'm sorry, the mama to
You
be
missed.
an extra helping of rations.
We missed that in episode 3.
Was that in episode 3?
That was episode 3. That's why Mume went outside. That's where she got her blood from. She got it from the mama-to-be who ended up turning.
That's right. She's the one that turned. Ah.
Because they were all by the fire. She killed her, and everybody was like, "Oh, she was pregnant. How could you do that?" And then it's like, "No, you didn't see. She was Kabani." And that's when they started. That's when you started seeing the Kabani coming.
Yep. Okay.
That was. I think that was one of the moments because, like I said, in my notes, there's spots that I left out because I was hoping you guys had notes, and I didn't want to take up too much time. Yeah. Shit.
All right. Well, fine.
Wow.
All right. So back to episode
Scuff.
5. Hey, it's already Scuff. We were planning on this only being like a 1-episode thing, and meanwhile we're already at an hour. So we need to get this episode and the next episode.
Okay.
Then we're gonna have to postpone the rest until next Sunday.
Lightning round.
So Mume was talking to the guy about brother. And
yeah, and whatever he said, like with what he said to her, was enough to scare her, because he said something about don't forget if once you've outdone your use, you're useless or something like that, and it made her realize, which made her do a complete 180, because they were stopped at a nearby station. They saw that that they needed saving, and they saw that it was overtaken, and that there was something blocking the track. So they were devising a plan to remove the rubbish from the track.
And she tries to prove herself.
Well, she comes in part way on the plan, so she didn't even hear the full plan that they had. They said that we're going to take this way. It'll be slow, but we'll take out the Kabani. She says no, we're going to go through here because I'm going to get things done now. She goes in, basically takes everything out. I thought she was being reckless. I thought she was going to do more damage than was good because of how much was. She took a whole those heart bags. She took a whole slew of them, threw them, shot them, destroyed a shit ton of Kabani. And I'm like, the explosion's going off everywhere. I was thinking to myself, she is going to end up breaking
alert
something
the horde
in there.
or something. Pull Left 4 Dead.
So she goes, she clears it. They start moving everything. Then they see that there's a shadow at the bottom. And then they use binoculars and see that it's actually Kabani, and they're climbing.
Smoke is moving. Yeah.
Yeah, the smoke. Yeah. So then they see that, and then they
because they were
she's
warned
like,
about
well,
it.
I got to prove myself, and then she goes to fight. In the process, basically the whole plan gets fucking derailed. No pun intended.
But yeah, they were actually warned about the black smoke earlier in the episode.
Yeah.
Smunk.
The black smunk. And so yeah, while they're trying to move the debris off the train, Ikuma is like trying to protect his boys, and they're like, well, we're getting overrun, y'all need to go and I'll finish up here. Which, yeah, totally, get the humans out, you'll be fine, because you can take all the bites you ever want. You can really get into that fetish of yours.
Delicious chopping.
Yeah, that bite fetish.
Hell yeah.
And in the process of moving the stuff off the track, sees Mumain is in trouble and lets go, and the whole plan gets screwed up.
Because she dumb bitch, and she ran out of time, and she kind of falls asleep and falls down into the abyss below.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, I need to go get her, and then he leaves the debris basically right in front of the train, so much for that plan.
I did list the heart pulsating was pretty weird. I think that might have been because of the shadow they were talking about, because they said it was a what was it? Something colony.
Yeah. Something colony. It was the Kabani are all forming into this giant creature. Yeah. And the heart was blue on it instead of the pulsing orange fiery color. What? Huh?
No, sorry, I was
Googling
I think
it.
I jotted it down elsewhere. No, I jotted it down somewhere.
And so Ikuma gets Mume, and they try to go hide into a tunnel nearby as they're being chased by the colony. And when the colony runs into the wall, it ends up causing a cave-in, which ends up pinning Mume. I believe that's where this episode ends.
Yes.
Because then it goes into episode 6, where Ikuma is then defending Mume when he hears...
Wait. He was trying to dig her out first.
Well, yeah,
and
he's
she
trying to
goes
dig
and
her out
basically
first.
makes a comment how she's going to get herself out. Don't worry about freeing me. I remember that because I was like thinking to myself, how the fuck are you going to get yourself out of there with all these things coming at you? And that's when he just sees that there's the Kabaneri coming and then decides to go and start fighting, which was insane because he's getting bit. They're hanging on him. He's slowly walking around and using the was it the punch gun or whatever, and going one by one, killing each one. Piercing gun, slowly killing one by one each Kabaneri.
Mm-hmm. He's literally fighting off an entire horde by himself while they're on his back, biting him everywhere. Really, really getting into the fetish now.
Crunch and crunch.
And then finally, if I remember correctly, everything kind of fades to black.
For Mume, yeah.
And then
back to Krisu and all the others going, we're still pinned. We need to get this debris out of the way. But this is not until after they have to make a retreat back to the train station because they are getting chased down by the shadow. Right? That's before they move it, and then after they move it.
I don't think they were dealing with the shadow just yet.
Because they did have to make a retreat, though.
Yeah, they were saying they need to back up, that it could take a while.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that they're going to find a way out. They were going to try to go around or something like that. Because I don't think the debris got moved. I don't remember. I do remember that they did end up going for a cannon.
Yes.
Which is where you meet up with Ikuma and Mume later. And that's when Mume comes to and she realizes she's not under the debris anymore. They said they had gotten to the crane, they moved the debris, and you also find out that they went after the cannon, and that they were just happened to be lucky that they were fucking right next to the goddamn cannon. So it wasn't a rescue mission. They went for the cannon.
The cannon right there. And then they go, where's Ikuma? And he's way deep into the tunnel, and there's all these just dead Kabaneri everywhere. Huh?
He's all up in that bitch.
He's all up in that bitch.
The wheel keeps falling from my chair.
Miume's like, oh, he can't die here, basically, because he's knocked out or whatever. He needs some blood.
And then you find out he got bit in the stomach.
Oh, his blood.
My stomach got bit. So
he's like, stop pushing me, they bit my stomach. Something like that. I was like, dude, that's gotta suck. Regardless of being able to heal, that's gotta suck, dude.
For sure. And they get the cannon. They start trying to head out again.
Oh, this one's just fucked. Shit.
Now, where does this episode end at, though? Or does, they get out of the station when it ends? Or no? I think they get out of the station, right?
Yeah, they get out. Okay. I have notes for it.
And so they're heading back up out of the chasm. And while they're doing that, they're getting chased by the black smoke. And meanwhile, the engineer boys, the cleaners, are trying to take aim with the cannon while the smoke is getting closer and closer, the colony. And what is it? They tell them to wait for their signal about firing because they need to have a big, nice close shot to cause enough of an opening for someone to get in there and take out the heart of the colony.
Which, if I remember, Ikuma's friend ends up firing too soon.
The first time,
yes. Shot quite a few of them off, but they also landed on the train.
Yes.
Which then left some of them, the soldiers, to defend up top.
Yes.
So he ends up getting another shot. He hits it right. That's when Mume goes in and says she's going to take care of it. When she's up in the air, just about to make her final shot, you see, I don't remember if she shot or if she actually dove in and stabbed, but you see that that the heart was actually another Kabani.
Mm-hmm.
One.
And
So that was fucked.
one that she knew.
Did she state that she knew them?
She did not state it, but you see it in a flashback.
I didn't catch that. Holy shit.
Yep, it was one of the ones that were that they left behind elsewhere because brother told her to.
Holy shit! I never caught that.
Mm-hmm.
Brother.
Holy shit,
Brother.
So.
Brother,
Yeah.
I am in here.
Yeah. So, her sister, or whatever the hell you want to call her friend, was the heart of the colony.
Damn! I never caught that. It's so crazy.
Now that I think about it, doesn't make sense for all the other colony hearts. This bothers me.
We can go into discussion on that later. I feel like right now would be the worst time, especially because I don't want to ruin anything for Sasha because he's gonna catch up.
I might not think about it though later, but that's fine. It's fine.
Jot it down. Make some notes.
I don't have anything writing right now, so fuck it.
Notepad.
You're at a computer. You have no excuse.
Too lazy for that.
But it ends with them hauling major ass to make sure that the colony originally didn't catch up to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they kept the distance, kind of. So when they went to go make the turn, they were going so fast, the train ended up tipping.
Yes.
And they told everybody to go to the right side of the train. When everybody went, it was funny because everybody was like, push! It's like you literally just have to stand there, but okay.
Yeah,
like you're pushing inside the train, but you can just stand there.
No, it's like that fucking Pirates of the Caribbean bit.
Yeah. But it's like, what's pushing gonna do though? Like, it's literally nothing.
I would have loved to see one person literally just walk, okay, and just like casually step over and just stand there looking at everybody like, you guys are stupid.
Like,
You guys are
why
fucking
do you
dumb.
like throw yourselves?
But like to add to it, they're like push, and you see everybody pushing with all their might, and I'm just like, you guys could literally just stand there. You know that, right? I can understand if they ran from the left side of the train and jumped and smacked their shoulders into the right side of the train, but they literally stood there like they ran over there like, oh, push! Ah! You're like, dude, you guys are giving it way too much. I would love, even when the engineers coming back, you know, you guys could have, I heard all that, we're laughing at you up there, you could have literally just stood there.
We just said that as a joke.
Y'all just dumb, you know? It's all good.
See, we were taking bets. Can't believe you guys actually were stupid enough to do it. Don't you guys know? We have steam trains. There's stuff that levels us out. We were fine. Oh, that would have been hilarious. Just
And
fucking
is
with them
that
the whole time.
where the episode ends with them getting out of the station, right?
Yes, they did get out of there at that point after that. And that's where that one ends. I will say, Kurusu was not as much of a piece of shit this episode.
His meter has slightly gone down.
Kurusu is slightly higher.
The redemption is coming in. Not
Redemption arc.
Spoiler, he goes back to being a piece of shit.
That's the first 6 episodes right there.
I mean,
So up to the first 6 episodes, first takes, I'm gonna say that with the introduction of all the different like mutant Kabani so far, it really had me like synced into it. I was really hooked, and it's not gonna be for like 2 or 3 more episodes where it just loses me.
Oh no.
And I'm telling you that right now.
But
I'm excited, but I can't wait to be as jaded as you are.
I mean, even when things start going loose, it still has a lot that does keep you engaged in the story because you do want to see where things lead.
Yeah.
Right.
So don't take what we're saying as, oh, it's just shit. You're just going to stop right then.
Well, no, yeah.
You do get the satisfaction of knowing the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
But
I mean,
I'm definitely gonna.
And we'll have to cover more episode because I do have more thoughts, which I'm going to save to the end after we've talked over every episode anyway.
yes.
Like I have some like end thoughts on the series jotted at the end.
Yes. All right. So I think that's where we're going to stop it for part 1 of this. We'll do part 2 next Sunday. And then we'll go into anime logic.
It's kind of like a watch companion almost.
That's what our discussion after we're done with Kabaneri is going to be anime logic. And I'm actually looking forward to that. I was honestly hoping for that to be next weekend, but hey, that's fine.
I'm not hearing two-parter.
But yeah, we weren't expecting this to take this much time. So, hey, this is a learning experience. We know that whenever anything is going to be an older series, it's going to take a couple episodes. Especially if we end up doing what I want to do eventually, Assassination Classroom. 50 episodes, bitches. Let's go.
Jesus.
12 episodes makes 2 episodes.
Hell
50
yeah.
episodes makes what, 5?
That's gonna have to be a
5 to
watch
6.
companion. That's gonna have to be a watch companion series.
Bet.
Yeah.
Bet. That's like 3 to 4 episodes for a companion series then. Fine. But this has been the Caffeinated Weebs Podcast. This was the first 6 episodes of Kabaneri, and we will be continuing next Sunday, like I just said, with the second half. I am Shawnee095. You can find me on Twitch. You can find me on Twitter at the same handle. Dan?
You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at the same handle, DanBTV.
Sasha?
You can find me at Sasha Streams TV. Don't look up my Twitch. My Twitter. I've got a boomer Twitter.
And Josh?
You can find me at Twitch and Twitter at zombie_ja.
It's also Boomer Twitter.
All 3 of them are boober Twitters.
Boomer Twitters.
I kind of post sometimes.
Boomer.
But
My boomer shit.
that's going to be it for this episode. See y'all next weekend, and see you later.
Yep, have a good one.
Good night.